Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, hi, my name's Eva and I'm a mortgage power planner. Now in today's video I want to discuss one of the low cost housing schemes, and more specifically it's the Section 106 agreement, which is where you buy the house at a discount. But before we jump into the video, if you could hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Right, let's jump right in. So let's start with explaining what the low cost housing scheme actually is. So you may have seen in the news or on the internet about government actually providing private developers with extra funding to encourage them to provide more affordable housing. Now, some of these houses carry the Section 106 agreement, which is part of this particular low cost housing scheme that I'm about to discuss. It's basically where the councils secure properties at a discounted price on new housing developments. It's normally negotiated on the location and the identified housing need in that location. So that's why you may see one location having more affordable housing properties than another. And also if you look at the kind of your bigger estates where the houses are sold at quite a premium, you're probably unlikely to find a low cost housing scheme on such an estate. So in majority of cases the properties are actually sold at 70% of the market value, so you get a 30% discount on what the property would have normally sold on the open market. So that's where the low cost element comes in. But let's explain the Section 106 agreement in a little bit more detail so you actually understand what it is, as it is very important. So a Section 106 agreement is basically a resale restriction. So if you buy a property with the Section 106 agreement attached to it, in a lot of cases, you cannot sell that property at full market value. You have to sell it at the discounted price. So if you bought one today and then in 2 years' time you want it to sell, you would also have to provide the next buyer with a 30% discount on the open market value. So I would urge you to always consult a solicitor before considering the Section 106 agreement, because it is important that there are no further restrictions within that, as sometimes they can be concealed. So it's always good to check with your solicitor to make sure it's a straightforward restriction with nothing else attached to it. So who can actually buy the properties? So there are normally a couple of criteria that you need to meet in order to be able to purchase one of these properties, and those two are the fact that you need to prove in financial terms that you wouldn't be able to afford this house in kind of normal circumstances at full market value. So normally if you're a sole buyer, for example, or if you're a couple on very low incomes, this could be a really good solution for you. As well as that, in a lot of cases you need to prove your local connection to the council. So if you're already living in the area, great. If you have family in the area, that should count as well. So yeah, you need to be able to provide that link, especially if you're looking to move from elsewhere. But these criteria can vary between councils, so you may want to get in touch with your local one to actually find out what their process is and what their criteria is before proceeding. So how do you apply for this particular scheme? A lot of councils will have their own application process that you need to go through. Now, in a lot of cases, you will require a decision in principle from a lender to show that you can actually afford that house and you can afford the mortgage. So always consult an independent mortgage advisor before you apply for the low cost housing scheme to make sure that you can definitely afford the house that you're looking for. So normally it's literally as simple as Googling it. However, if you can't find the information you require, what you can do is just contact your local council and just ask them, one, do they have any properties available under that scheme, and two, what the application process actually is, and they should be able to help you with that. So what about the lenders? Are they okay with this type of scheme? So I'll be honest, some lenders are, some lenders aren't. There are a number of lenders that will consider this scheme, so don't feel put off. However, as you can imagine, having a restriction on the resale price is a slightly more risky lend in their eyes, so you need to be mindful of that, I suppose. But that's why consulting an independent mortgage advisor is crucial, especially when it comes to this, because they'll already know which lenders accept these types of applications, so that you don't waste your time going through various lenders and getting knocked back. As a rule of thumb, when it comes to the deposit that you'll need, you're looking at around 10 to 15% of the discounted value. Now, bear in mind that if you're buying a brand new property that hasn't been lived in before, lenders typically want a higher deposit. But if you're buying one that's like 2 or 3 years old, they'll typically go for the lower deposit of 10%. So guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you found that useful and I've given you something to think about, as it is a great option, especially if you are on the low income. If you have any further questions about this scheme, feel free to pop them in the comment section down below, or alternatively email me. All my contact details are in the description box down below. So with that being said, if you like this video, please give a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys back on Friday with a brand new video. Bye guys!